Let's go! It's mango time. Let's go! It's mango time. We'll be beginning in around 8 minutes. According to the timer, could you guys do the regular deed and let me know in the chat below if you guys can hear me a-okay, if the music's too loud, if the music's too soft, if my voice is coming in loud and clear, etc, etc. According to the timer, could you guys do the regular deed and let me know in the chat below if you guys can hear me a-okay, if the music's too loud, if the music's too soft, if my voice is coming in loud and clear, etc, etc.
Look at those palm trees dance!
How about now, AJ? Is the audio good? Music too loud, too soft? In the meantime, could you guys hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification icon if you haven't yet? Ooh, and look at that, Krisha's in here too. It's gonna be a good day. What? It's not Friday? Is it Friday? What? It's Friday? Oh man. The life of a mango trader. I remember back in the day, the corporate life, grinding every freaking day, looking forward to those Fridays, dreading the Mondays. Oh, have things really turned around? Now I look forward to those Mondays, and Friday shows up and I'm like, what, it's already here? Life, I was telling Krisha just I think 2 days ago, like, we need to really never forget how fortunate we are to have the life we do. Looking forward to that daily close every single day, no matter what the market is doing. It is such a blessing to live the life that we do, because it wasn't, man, only like, what, 5 years ago that hated the mornings, and now it's good morning every single day.
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid. Bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
3 minutes, guys, 3 minutes.
When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on them.
Let's get those likes up.
And maybe you
We have around 40 of you guys in here and only 17 likes. What's going on? Mark is in here too. Smash the like. Chairs creaking. And IJ is in here too. That's freaking awesome. It's gonna be a good stream. Gonna be a good stream. Mark is leaving. Apparently he's still bumhurt because he lost yesterday. That was his 4th loss in a row, I think, where he's coming 4th place. 4 times in a row. What's going on, Mark? The AI needs to be reprogrammed. Got Julian in here. We got AJ in here too today. Oh man, it's gonna be really good. How's it going? How's it going? Winnie in here. Tan. Good morning, Tan. Good to see you, bud. Good to see you, Francisco. Good to see you too, Francisco Medina. We have some of the regulars in here, and Thomas Smith is asking for Atom. What do you guys want to start with today?
It means no worries.
He deliberately chose bad starting positions. Give us a chance to feel happiness. Oh, so guys, did we set the bot to beginner mode or something? It seems like we've been setting the bot to beginner mode over the past 4 games because that's how he's been playing. Did Andrew really? Oh man, I missed that trade. Go ahead and take a look at Eng as well. I'm forgetting what our consensus on Eng was at the end of the stream yesterday. Hey Michael, how's it going, buddy? So we got seedlings in here, we got grovelings in here. It's gonna be a good time. Ryan, oh man, Ryan, good to see you, man. Top of the cloud to you too, brother. Top of the cloud to you too. How's it going, bud? Hey, it's always morning. The Mango Grove. All right, let's get the show started, shall we? And good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you back. I welcome you back to the Mango Grove, where we teach you how to be a profitable trader the easy way, the stress-free way, the Mango way, without the complications, without the agitations. Just a shit ton of big trend wins, just a shit ton of money. And hey, the market has been giving us a lot of those opportunities recently. Bitcoin been fantastic for us in this really long trend trade over the past, like, it's been months now. I'm losing track of time, guys. I didn't even know it was Friday. But today I don't want to just discuss Bitcoin. I'm going to discuss a few altcoins as well. I've kind of prepped for a few altcoins, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. We can probably start a new altcoin structure that we go through on here on the regular streams. But I do want to rehash a few things on Bitcoin, a few things that we've been looking at over the past a couple of weeks now, leading into this very important monthly close, right? Bitcoin doing something really interesting. I'll go ahead and turn on our horizontals that we've been looking at over the past few days. Do you guys want me to redo these for you guys? Like, do you want me to run you through how we came up with this yellow box strategy again, or do you guys want to just move on to something else that we can talk about? For those of you who are new and joining the stream, let me know in the chat if you guys want me to go over this again, because Bitcoin did something really special on yesterday's daily that is now beginning to give me even more promise, or more like confirmation on this yellow box strategy leading into this monthly close, right? And those of you who have been watching Mango for a while, you guys know exactly what happened over here. But I want to know what you guys want to do. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys just want to skip Bitcoin altogether and move on to altcoins? Let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead, switch to my chat window and see what you guys are saying. Alina, how's it going, Alina? And we have Wyatt in here too. Wyatt, did you catch yesterday's stream? Did you watch yesterday's stream? Did you catch up with yesterday's stream? I hope you did, because from what I last read in the Discord, you're still in your Dogecoin trade. Hey, Dogecoin could pump though. We'll go ahead and take a look at that as well. Carlos, man, so many of the old school seedlings in here. We have Carlos, we have Ryan, and IJ is back too. Jesus, and Elena's in here too. It's gonna be a good stream today. So Alina missed it apparently. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do a recap on that. Just for Alina. Francisco also wants to cover Bitcoin. Wyatt wants to cover Bitcoin. I'm so proud of you. BTC is king, says IJ. That's awesome. Alright, So yeah, we can go ahead and do Bitcoin. We'll start with Bitcoin. Wait for a few more of you to vote. Why it's you shouldn't be in a Dogecoin trade if you're freaking, and that I think you're leveraged on Bybit. You shouldn't be in a trade like that if you're too busy to manage it. But hey, you do you, but be careful. Do it the Mango way. Let's go ahead and start with Bitcoin. Okay, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and remove the entire I'm going to remove all my drawings. Let's go ahead and do that. Right click, click on remove drawings, and we have a clean chart. Okay, so we have been looking at two particular levels. One is based off the monthly and one is based off the weekly. We're going to start with the monthly. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to zoom in. Okay, first we zoom out, right? First you zoom out, guys, to remind yourself that this is a cyclical, secular bull market that Bitcoin is going through, right? So always remind yourself that the trend is your friend and the trend can step in at any time to continue its direction. At the moment, Bitcoin's monthly trend is towards the upside, right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and mark out the most pertinent horizontal on the monthly time frame leading into this monthly close, and at the moment this is still a resistance level because Bitcoin hasn't really closed above it just yet. Okay, we have 2 days and 11 hours before we close this monthly candle, right? And we're going to zoom in to make sure we got the level right. Okay, somewhere around there, around 5,850ish, right? Somewhere around there. So that's the monthly level that we're looking for Bitcoin to close above. However, leading into this Monday's close, right, not the one that's coming, the one that already happened, okay, we noticed over the weekend that Bitcoin was seeing massive support around that level. Let me just go ahead and get things into equilibrium for you guys. Hit my auto, my cam is covering. Okay, there you go. Okay, cool. So when we zoomed into this level and we zoomed out, we noticed that, hey, as soon as we broke above this level over here, Bitcoin kept seeing respect on that level. Each dip was bought back. Each dip was bought back. So what we did, okay, what I did at the very least, okay, at Mango, is we said, you know what, we're going to play this thesis as a support level, even though Bitcoin hasn't closed that monthly above that level just yet. So we're going to respect that as a support level. Okay, we're essentially going to be front running that level, especially since we saw, or rather, we're going to be front running that monthly close. Now, remember, that does come with risk. Okay, that does come with risk. The safer way to do things is always to wait for that monthly close. But because we started seeing Bitcoin get picked up on this level over and over again, and even around here, guys, we saw Bitcoin accumulate around that level, and this candle that came right after gave me that much more confidence in that, okay, cool, this level is being respected. This is a monthly level. Okay, so we'll come back to this very, very soon. But that's not the only level that we're looking at. Okay, I'm going to zoom back to the monthly. Okay, and I'm going to reiterate to you guys that we are closing the monthly in 2 days and 11 hours. Okay, 2 days and 11 hours. But we are also coincidentally and very conveniently, may I add, closing a weekly level in 2 days and 11 hours as well. So we are closing a monthly and we're closing a weekly on the same candle close. Okay, so that's going to be very convenient because we get to essentially look for the weekly close to hold two levels. The monthly level, as you can see, by the way, guys, this red line over here is the monthly level that Bitcoin respected on the weekly time frame last week. Okay, the weekly level is right over here. This candle close that I'm going to be looking at. Again, we're going to go ahead and zoom in, make sure we got it right. Okay, cool, right over there at around 60,000 ish. Okay, so we have 58,000 as our monthly level and 60,000 as our weekly level. As you can see, the previous week, guys, we closed above, right? As in the week prior to that, we closed above, and the week that followed, this week over here, okay, we tested the monthly level and closed above the monthly as well as the weekly level, showing us that, hey, this level is being respected. Unfortunately, the week that came after didn't put in the best continuation. We retested the level, took out the low of the previous week. Not the best sign, right? Because usually when you see this, you'd look for continuation. But guys, the weekly has flipped its level into support, and you guys know my thoughts on that. Support until we actually see a close underneath, right? Similar with resistance. Resistance to resistance until we see a close above. So what we are doing here is essentially using the weekly along with what we're seeing on the lower time frames of that monthly level. We're saying, hey, the weekly level is above the monthly level. Okay, weekly level is above the monthly level. That's very, very, very important. And we close the weekly above. So we can use now that weekly level as a foundation going into the monthly to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to be essentially, guys, buying the monthly level because the weekly is being respected of it, right? So this sits in line with that trading strategy I posted in the Mango C program called trading the wink, right? Very, very similar idea, right? Using weekly support to buy the monthly support as your support level to accumulate a position, a stronger position, while the weekly is at a higher level, right? So you're buying 58,000-ish, even though your support level is at 60,000, because as long as the weekly closes above 60,000, your weekly is fine. But remember, we're seeing a monthly close too, so we get to get a double invalidation if we see it close above underneath the zone now over here, coming in at 60,000 to around 58,000. So that entire zone, guys, is our accumulation zone. Okay, as long as Bitcoin's anywhere around there, I am looking to be a buyer. In fact, I made a decision a couple of days ago not to only be a buyer for my leverage trades, but I have begun accumulating again for spot. You guys know the last time I was accumulating spot was all the way down over here at around 35,000-ish, all the way down to, I was willing to buy all the way down to 20,000, right? I was willing to trade that entire range now. Similar story over here. I'm buying against spot, willing to hold this trade, my spot Bitcoin for a very, very long time. Remember, guys, always make a distinction on your risk management between your spot trades and your leverage trades. Your leverage trades do not have as much leeway. Your leverage trades, even if you're as low as 2x leverage, you got to manage it differently compared to spot. Spot can withstand a 50% dump, no problem. Why? Because it's sitting in your hardware wallet. And for the love of God, do not buy spot and hold it on the exchange. Do not put on risk that you do not need to. Counterparty risk is a very, very real thing. If you buy spot Bitcoin, invest in a hardware wallet and send it to your hardware wallet and hold it there until you are ready to execute on your exit strategy. Okay, leverage, however, you got to have a little bit more risk management, of course, and manage the position, for the love of God. Don't say, hey guys, I'm 2x leverage, I don't care. We talked about that yesterday. Okay, things can get brutal. In fact, 2x leverage on, if you bought 2x leverage over here, we would have got liquidated on this move. Okay, so that's where we are at, guys. We're looking for the monthly to close above the zone over here. Okay, the zone between 58,000 and 60,000. We're closing a monthly in just 2 days and 11 hours. That's all we got to wait for. Until then, we've been a buy. Personally, we've been a buy. In fact, I bought yesterday on I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys where I bought, and Bitcoin dumped right after, right? But that was a spot position that I was buying, and I didn't really care if Bitcoin even saw continuation all the way down to 52,000 on that regard. But we saw something really, really interesting on what Bitcoin did right after, right? So we'll go ahead and talk about that very, very soon. I want to know first though, do you guys understand what I've been saying over the past I've been going on a long speed for like 5-10 minutes now. So I want to know if you guys have any questions before I move on. Alina, any questions? Oh really? You guys keep hearing a USB connect and disconnect. I don't know. Okay, let's try this. I had my headset charging, so maybe it was that, and the connection was probably loose. Steve says, thank you for warning on leverage, like other channels don't like people pushing, because the thing is, Steve, the channels that push you guys to use leverage, by the way, I'm not saying leverage is a bad thing. Leverage, if used appropriately, can be very useful, can be used to protect yourself. In fact, that's how we use it at Mango. But most people don't know how to properly use leverage. They think it's like that, right? We have an entire module on leverage trading just because it deserves that kind of attention, right? Is I think it's like a 4.5-hour module on just to trade leverage properly and safely, and to use it to risk manage. That being said, what I think other channels are doing, and I'm not going to point to a particular channel, what I think they're doing is they're trying to push exchanges like Bybit onto people, like exchanges that allow for leverage trading, so that they can well, collect. There's like this, Bybit approached me too, right? And they're like, hey, if you push Bybit to your community, we'll give you like a so and so bonus for them just joining. Okay, whether you guys trade on there or not, right, is irrelevant. You guys just need to just it's I don't know, some very, very lucrative and tempting proposition that I wasn't a big. I personally love Deribit. Deribit has never ever approached me. They're the only exchange, in fact, that's not approached Mango. Even Binance has approached Mango. And I recommend Deribit to everyone, even though they've never ever approached me. I think that the best exchange to use. Unfortunately, not everyone can use Deribit because of regulations. I like FTX too. I've been using FTX more often recently, and I'm beginning to really like FTX. It feels like it's been built by traders for traders. So okay, so what I want to talk about next is what we've seen over the past day or so, and also the 4-hour candles, right? If you guys do remember, we were looking at a potential head and shoulders structure on the lower time frames, right over here. That, in fact, even Krisha was, she wasn't on cam, but she was sitting right next to us, and she was telling us how she thinks that the head and shoulders has broken towards the downside. And I said, yeah, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, perhaps even the 12-hour, it has broken its neckline, right? But we are going to be trading it the Mango way. Okay, we're not going to let the lower time frames suck us in and shake us out of our higher time frame thesis. So what we said is that our neckline at Mango is not going to be the technical neckline, which was probably somewhere around 60,000, right? Our neckline is going to be the monthly horizontal or the weekly monthly horizontal zone, period. That's how we're going to trade it. Okay, yeah, we could be wrong on the trade, and this neckline could be right, and Bitcoin could dump from over here, but we'll wait for that monthly close, because we're not going to change our approach just because we're seeing a new structure pan out on the lower time frames. We're not going to let it scare us out of our plan, period, right? And Krisha vehemently agreed with that. She's like, yes, that's exactly what she would do too. Just because she's seeing something on the lower time frames, she will not let it shake herself out or off a trade on the high time frames, right? She'd stay focused on that. Why? Because we've been victim to these shakeouts on the low time frames, right? It's almost as though it is printed. They'll print the most beautiful structure that everybody sees, bearish or bullish, and then what do you guys see right after? A complete U bottom or V bottom up, right? This, guys, I didn't want to say it at the time, but it was looking more and more like a trap, right? It was looking like a bear trap, because we weren't seeing continuation. We still had the monthly level that we were holding true to over here at Mango, and then we saw this massive candle, not massive, but a pretty strong candle towards the upside, right? What happened to the head and shoulders? It got invalidated. If you're looking at this as a head and shoulders in the 4-hour time frame, it's invalidated, period, right? Structurally, you still have a downtrend on the daily time frame, you could say that, but that head and shoulders on 4-hour is invalidated. In fact, that trap over here makes me even more bullish for the long term, because when did we see something very, very similar, guys? It was all the way down in this region, right? When we came down to, no, not here, all the way down to 20, this region here, something very, very similar, right? Where we broke that, let's go ahead. Alina, you were here for this, right? You were here for this. We broke the structure towards the downside. Everyone got super bearish, looking for continuation. And at Mango, we still waited for that monthly close. Same story. And what do we see right after? Look at that, guys. Are you guys watching this? Sherwin, Mock, all of you guys were here. Tan, all of you guys were here. How similar was this, right? Had a very bearish candle, started seeing signs of maybe continuation, but the 4-hour candle kept going sideways and sideways and sideways and sideways. Where's the continuation? Then we start seeing 1-hour bullish divergence into 4-hour bullish divergence, took out the highs, immediate continuation, typical pattern of a bear trap or bull trap if we were on the other side of the range, right? And then after that, we just kept going and going and going and going. Was it a straight line? No, we saw scares like the one over here where people again got super bearish on this candle, but it didn't matter. Accumulation and kept going, right? So even here, guys, I was accumulating spot, right? So I'm using that same mindset over here with what I'm seeing. I could be wrong, of course. Remember, guys, nothing is for sure. I'm just literally playing my playbook the way I always do. Could be wrong, but it's the same thing, guys. Broke down, no continuation. This was supposed to happen. We did not see it. In fact, we saw a move towards the upside. And this is where it gets interesting. And it seems like that trap was not enough, right? Similar to how we shook out a lot of longs over here, right, for liquidity. Again, order flow module, guys, okay? Order flow module, those of you on the C program, think about what happened over here now, okay? The people who got into a good trade over here, where are they most likely to put their stops, right? Let's say they're playing the breakout, okay? Let's say they entered over here, right? And they're looking for continuation because they spotted the trap. They spotted the trap. Where are they likely to put their stops? Right over here, right? So if they are putting their stops there and they're buyers, they're going long, they're essentially putting in sell stops, right? Now, if I'm a big player, if I'm an institution that's beginning to enter the market, and everybody's talking about institutions entering the market, I don't want to buy spot because I am going to push the market up, right? Because I have a big size, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I'm just not, I just don't like the price, the current price. And I look at the order book, I look at the math, I'm like, you know what? It's cheaper for me to sell into the market, sell into the order book, go ahead and tap into all this liquidity by pushing that price down and buy all of these sells over here. Thank you very much for your liquidity, you aggressive traders, not doing it the mango way, because we are now taking all your liquidity and we're gonna push this price up, right? That's the kind of battles going on between traders all the time in the markets, all the time. So watch out for these kind of things. If you had your stops here, you got tapped into, and now price is sitting way above your stops. In fact, price is back to where it was, right? And it'll be interesting to see what Bitcoin is doing over here, because one of the things that I was again front running, again, this is a more for spot position, so I don't really care, was I was looking at this, guys, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are, right? And we still held it, so we could come down again. I'm looking at this falling channel that could essentially be representative of a bull flag if you do something like this, right? And that's how, if you look at your typical candlestick analysis patterns where people paste it on the walls and they try to like draw things out, this is essentially what a bull flag is, right? A pole flag towards the downside, and this could break over here, or it could come down one more time and then break towards the upside, or could just fail, right? Bull flags also fail, not everything works out, but it's interesting here. If we start seeing candle closes above, I'd say 62,401, I'll be looking for this to go all the way up to 67,000. Okay, at the very least, you could look for that move if we close a candle about 63,660-ish. Does it make sense, guys? You guys see what I'm looking at over here? Hey Johnny, how's it going, buddy? You caught a live stream. Francisco says vision is clear. Good to hear. People don't want to make money by doing nothing. People want to do something to make money, right? Often, in fact, this is one of the it's been like decades since trend traders were able to actually capitalize on the markets, because it's not been a very trend trading friendly market for the traditional markets at the very least. Crypto is the first time since probably the 1970s, the commodity run, that we've had this kind of opportunity. But people are looking at what forex traders are doing, what equity traders are doing, and trying to replicate that onto crypto. You shouldn't be doing that, because this is a different trading environment that is a lot like what we had in the 1970s, okay? Especially going into this decade. So people who haven't studied history, who have been doing things the like regular way, right, status quo way, are not going to do as well as people who just say, hey, you know what, I've studied history, I know what kind of market phase we're in at the moment, and we're a lot like, we're in the period between like the 1950s to 1970s. In my opinion, things are going to go, that took 20 years to play out. I think things are going to play out a lot faster this time around, maybe over the next decade, maybe 15 years. But this is the time to be a risk manager on trend trades. That's all you have to do, and you can make a lot of money. My life changed, guys. My life changed because of that one idea, right? You could make it complicated and grind and struggle, or you could do it mango. Choose. Yeah, we've gone over harmony multiple times. It's not in today's stream. We'll go ahead and take a look at it when we get into the altcoins. I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page with Bitcoin. If you guys have any questions. Hey, Mr. E, how's it going, buddy? I like to see that we have many seedlings in here today. He says, can we talk about the scenario where BTC closes the month under 59K? How would you, if Bitcoin, yeah, so we talked about that a couple of days ago as well. That is a good question, because not everyone may have caught that stream. So Bitcoin does close the month underneath 52,000. I'll be looking to reposition. So I'll get out of my trend trades. The portion of my trend trades, by the way, right, that I bought at 58K, 59K, 60K, the entire zone that I've been buying, I'll be exiting all of those positions, and I'll be looking to reposition this at 52K. So this wick over here to around the zone of 57,000. I'll be looking at that zone depending on what Bitcoin does, but I'll be looking to reposition over here, right? Because we talked about the scenario, Mr. E, where if we fail to see, so I want you guys to picture how things are going to look, right? You got to visualize the candles on the scenarios where you're right and the scenarios where things don't go according to the plan you intended, right? So if we fail to close the monthly above 58,500-ish, the candle is going to be somewhere around here, right? We're going to close a candle somewhere around here, perhaps lower, right? Depending on where we close. But the wick high is not going anywhere. That is set in place, which essentially means that we've put in a higher high, right? So what do we have here? From your trend analysis module, Mr. E, I'm not sure if you've reached the trend analysis module, but even if you haven't, this is very, very simple. This is like the first section of the module. You have your high, you have your higher low, and now you have your higher high. So we are maintaining that monthly uptrend, right? So what do you do as a trend trader? You hunt for a higher low. The question is, where does the higher low come in? Aggressively, if you're aggressive, you'll be looking for a higher low to be somewhere around maybe this horizontal 47,000. Maybe it comes in even lower, right? You're hunting for one at this point, right? So let's draw out every scenario that could play out, okay, on the failure of a close above 58,500, okay? So we could be coming in and putting in a higher low here, okay, on this 42,000. And then if we go up here, what are people going to say? They're like, oh my god, Bitcoin, cup and handle, cup and handle, cup and handle. And then maybe we break, maybe we go towards the upside, okay? These are all the bull cases, okay? We're going to go through bull cases. So that's the first bull case where we put in a cup and handle, and you guys are now beginning to see how everything comes down to trend analysis and how you can front run the entire market by being a good trend trader and multi-time frame analysis, etc, etc. Because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put a downtrend over here. By the way, that cup leg of the monthly cup and handle formation is going to be a downtrend on the daily time frame. So look to essentially be buying monthly support when the daily is in the downtrend, kind of like what we did here, right? Okay, so that's one scenario where we put in a sort of cup and handle formation by putting the high low around 47,000, 52,000. Another scenario is where we put in an ascending triangle. This is a more prolonged consolidation, which I prefer, by the way. This is my best case scenario, where we put in an ascending triangle, come down even lower around 42,000. And think about this, guys. My best case scenario is me being wrong on my trade, me taking a loss, and looking further out, being mango and saying, you know what, I have a bigger win on my hands over here if I'm wrong about my trade. Okay, so because you shouldn't be, I'm digressing a bit over here, but your performance as a trader is not based on outcomes, right? How your trade plays out is not does not reflect on you as a person, does not reflect on you as a trader. You were wrong on your trade. It could happen. It's all a freaking probability at the end of the day. But if we are wrong on a trade over here, we have a high or low potential somewhere around here where we get to get a better trade going into a better win, right? So I'm looking at this ascending triangle now. If I'm wrong on my trade, and I'll be looking to hunt that as a ascending triangle structure, leading into like late 2022, a breakout, and in that case I'll be looking at much higher numbers past $150,000, $200,000, right? In the current scenario, if we just go up from over here, I'll be a little bit antsy and I'll be looking for numbers around 120, 140,000, because that is where we'll be looking for consolidation again, right? We'll see how things pan out, but the most comfortable scenario for me is going to be if I'm actually wrong on my trade, right? We'll find out on this close. But you don't trade for the best case scenario, right? You trade according to what you're seeing, right? And I'm seeing this at the moment, so I'm trading for this. If I'm wrong, I'll pivot. So that's the bull case. If we actually put in a high low, what if we don't put in a high low, right? What if we go here like this and come down all the way here? In that case, so we've talked about a scenario where we test 52,000 high low. We talked about a scenario where we test 42,000 high low, so $10,000 intervals. Let's go down another 10,000, I suppose, and say 32,000, right? If we come down to around 32,000, 34,000, what's that going to look like, Mr. E? That's going to look like your M-like structure, right? So essentially, this is what it's going to look like. Now, this is where the bears are going to have something to prove, because if they break the neckline around 32,000, I'll be looking for move all the way down to 19,000, perhaps even freaking 14,000, right? That's a monthly downtrend at that point. So that's what we have mapped in our head. Those are the scenarios that could play out, and we have to be ready for all of those scenarios. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Divyansh Vashishta, AXS is breaking. We got into AXS just this morning. We were talking about it in the Grove chat. So if you guys did miss that trade, you guys could have been part of that trade, because we were talking about it in the Grove. Hathim is in here. How's it going, Hathim? Hathim, you left the conversation literally when I replied to you and said, hey man, AXS is looking really interesting in here. And that's when I got a position in. I'm excited to go check it out. Is it actually breaking out? So this would be a good time to go into our altcoin section. You guys can see that I have it charted as well. Go into auto. Okay, yeah, looking good. It took out these highs earlier, so it's not doing anything different at the moment. Put in 151. I'll be looking for it to take out 155. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at in a bit, but we were talking about this in the Grove. Join the Grove at themangoway.com/discord. But yeah, does Bitcoin make sense to all of you guys? Do you guys understand? Nishan, Satyam, Mishon, you always make sense. That's awesome. Glad to see you in here, bud. No, I think you're fine, man. On Axis, like, you don't need to rush into this. I mean, even getting okay. So I want to have a little bit more structure. So let's go ahead. Bitcoin is doing some good things too. Damn, it's gonna be a nice evening. But I'm gonna have to head out soon, guys, because Kusha and I have dinner planned. So we had a really nice discussion, Hatham, on Bitcoin over here in regards to the bear trap, essentially, that we saw in this zone over here, who wasn't good enough, trapped the bulls as well by tapping into their liquidity. So really good discussion. I recommend listening to it if you haven't already. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to switch on over to the dashboard, okay? Because what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to try to be a little bit more organized on how moving forward, I'm going to try. No promises, no promises. I'm going to try to be organized on how I set my favorites. So, oh, cool. So we are already on our favorites list. So those of you who do have the dashboard, remember that you guys can set your favorites by clicking these stars over here, right? And it will filter only your favorites by clicking on the top of the column by clicking show favorites. So at the moment, these are the coins that we're going to be keeping an eye on during the streams. And now, of course, coins are going to be rotated in and out. These are the coins that we are not necessarily long any of these coins. We could be, for example, I'm not long Matic, but I do have access. I'm not long Cardano, but we're keeping an eye on it either way because it has been weak recently. And it's been a good case study for us over here at Mango, right? Okay, so these are the coins that we're keeping an eye on. Shiba, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, Solana, Ethereum against Bitcoin. Axis just made the list this morning because I'm actually in a trade on this one. One FTM, Avalanche. I'm interested in keeping an eye on this one as well. I'm looking to re-enter this possibly depending on what I see either Ethereum do. We had a discussion on this as well. Me and Hatham had a long conversation. You guys can check out the Grove chat for that conversation. Depending on what I see either Solana do or Ethereum do, right, or rather Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does well, I'm more likely to long Solana. If Ethereum does well, I'm more likely to long Avalanche, right? I already have Bitcoin, I already have Ethereum. So now the question is, where do I allocate more resources, Solana or Avalanche, right? It's going to be if this then that, right? So cool. Let's see what we're seeing over here, right? Shiba is still long. It's been long for the past 23 days. It gave us the call 23 days ago, up 300% since then, even after its pullback, right? We'll go ahead and take a look at Shiba doing something really interesting. I have a small position on Shiba at the moment, but I have essentially gotten rid of most of my position. So we can go ahead and take a look at Shiba. Bitcoin, we've already covered. Bitcoin, interestingly enough, has switched neutral on the daily time frame. This is the daily, right? Yeah, daily time frame 2.5 days ago. Okay, Ethereum is also neutral 1.5 days ago. So Ethereum and Bitcoin neutral against the daily time frame. Really interesting. Matic is long. It gave us a call 14 freaking days ago, and up 60%. That's really good. Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin over the past week now. That's, again, something to note, guys. Something to note. Solana's doing what Bitcoin is doing and neutral over the past day and a half. Axis, 115% up. Gave us a call 29 days ago. Again, I only got in today. So it'll be interesting to see if this does see continuation. And if it does, it's going to sit in line with that. Hey, just because you missed a portion of the move doesn't mean you need to miss the entire move, right? What if this does Shiba and goes 400%, 500%, right? Are you going to miss that 400% extra or 300% extra because you missed the first 150? No, get in on the trend. One is being fantastic. I was expecting a little bit more push from this one, but it had resistance on the cup and handle, so you can go ahead and take a look at that one as well. There's a cup and handle that Krisha also talked about in one of her shorts, right? If you guys have been missing Krisha's shorts, you guys have been missing on essentially free money, right? She's been seeing really good trade opportunities. She's been on a roll recently. She's the one who found Access for me, by the way. She's like, Sean, Access is looking good. Sean, Access is looking good. For a few days now, she's been saying it. She just has this. She goes on these moments, I guess. She goes on a hot streak where everything she touches just seems to pump. So I used that to my advantage. I kept an eye on Axis as well, saw a trade opportunity that fits my personality, and I got in, and doing well so far. how did you find Shiba? So Shiba, Elena, we found before the entire market found because of the dashboard. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. We talked about this yesterday, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lay out how we started keeping an eye on Shiba, because it wasn't like we entered right away. We started keeping an eye on it way earlier, and we were mentally preparing for it. So let's go to all. Right, I'm gonna basically show you the process that we followed. So Elena, I recommend going and checking out the seed setups channel, right? The section called seed setups, where I posted a massive breakdown on how I was using the dashboard to evaluate altcoin weakness, right? So altcoins are looking really weak to me, and over the next week we actually saw altcoins dump, right, against Bitcoin. Okay, I'm like, okay guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go all in on Bitcoin, so that way we can see opportunity to buy altcoins cheaper with our Bitcoin. Okay, so altcoins are looking really bad the entire week that followed that analysis that I posted. But interestingly enough, right, so what we were doing, Elena, was we were using the new feature over here called the Ichimoku setup, where you can filter out bullish or bearish Ichimoku setups. So I was essentially filtering out altcoins that were long on the dashboard, right, on the dashboard trend over here, as well as long on the bullish Ichimoku setup. Okay, so I did that, and I noticed that there were only 2 or 3 coins that were long against Bitcoin, right? So now what I also went and did was filtered out all coins that were long against Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see that FTM is on here, One is on here, and Secret is on here. But on the lower time frames, the 4 and the 12 hour, there were only a few coins that were long even against USD, and Shiba was one of them. Shiba was long on the 4 hour and the 12 hour. So was Secret at the time, by the way. So Secret and Shiba were the 2 coins that were showing strength. And you guys know my approach when I see strength when the rest of the market is showing weakness. I don't care what coin it is. It could be Cardano while the rest of the market is hating on Cardano. It could be Chainlink when I've never heard of it before. It could be anything. If I see strength in the week when the market is showing weakness, I keep an eye on that coin, right? So Shiba was doing that. We started keeping an eye on Shiba of all coins, and it allowed me to mentally say, okay, let's get used to the volatility, let's get used to the position sizing, let's wait for an entry. And we found a really nice consolidation, bull flag. Woke up that morning specifically for that, entered the trade, and boom, 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 boom. Again, you don't need to catch the entire move. We missed out on the first leg of the move, right? But the first leg of the move, by the way, happened before, rather after the dashboard called it. So the dashboard called the move based on the Ichimoku filter as well as the long filter over here, and we saw it happen, and other coins were doing well too that the dashboard called, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously. This is showing confirmation of the calls. So as soon as we saw that, we saw the trend continuation, waited for a trend entry based on what we talked about in the trend analysis module, and that's it. As simple as that. Kept it simple. So it says, did Kusha look at any new coins recently? I'm not going to give you guys that information. That's my information. I'll let you guys know in the Grove when she calls it a coin next. Join the Discord, man. Join the Discord. Don't come in here for calls, guys. If you guys are coming into the Mango channel just to get calls, this is the wrong channel for you. You guys are better off finding a different community for that, because the people that I want in this community are people who are looking to learn, who are looking to actually find setups on their own as well, and help me too, help the community, right? I want you guys to get good enough to be able to teach me. So that's the kind of people we're looking to foster in this community. Elena says the calls are on the dashboard. Tan asks, so it was a few months ago that you started keeping an eye on SHIB? No. This was like a few weeks ago on the seed setups, Tan. The beginning of October was when all of this happened. Stan says, I had SHIB for a few weeks and sold 100% the night before the massive pump. I was so angry. Oh. Been there, done that kind of thing, man. Okay, let's go look at axes. And ooh, that was a really nice 12-hour candle close. Did we close? No, we haven't closed yet. We haven't closed above the level, unfortunately. So yeah, if you're Hatham, if you're trading against Bitcoin, you have time. But I'll be looking for a candle close above this zone before I get too excited. But axis against USDT might be a different story. Yeah, that was a really good candle close right there. So once we clear this region over here, it's off to clear skies. At resistance at the moment, so we've taken out some key highs though, right? The important highs were this high right here. So let's just go and mark that out with a diagonal line. That high there and that high, right? So we can go ahead now, draw a ray right there, draw a ray right there. You guys are seeing what I'm looking at, right? We've taken out both those highs, so I think like we may come in to put a higher low if you wanna try to hunt for that higher low, and then look for continuation towards the upside. What's for dinner? Pizza? No, not pizza, man. Probably like 2 huge patties and a steak. Algo on the 1 month time frame looks like a massive cup and handle. Mango Dynamic as neckline, resistance and support. Grima wanted to look at Algo as well, so let's go take a look at Algo. And Krisha, was Krisha looking at Algo? I believe she was actually. Binance. The buy on Algo was this entire zone here. Came down a few months ago to that zone. Well, this was the entire bear market though, right? So that's not fair. Yeah, I wouldn't call this cup and handle on the monthly though. It depends on how you're drawing this. Look at the weekly. I think you mean something like this. I think you're looking at the weekly time frame. I definitely broke a structure. Could call this a weird Adam and Eve, I guess. Inverted Adam and Eve, of course. And measured move has already been met. It met its measured move to the T. It's a lot like what one did. Met its measured move and saw resistance. So now it's about whether it can see continuation or not. Daily time frame, consolidating. Bull flagged that did not see continuation over here. Right, failed. Yeah, I'd be a buy above 242. I wouldn't be a buy here. Hey, how's it going? Well, we good to see you in here. Dynamic is saying consolidation as well. Let's go ahead and turn on the extra cautious on this. you could buy the weekly consolidation, and you know, if you want to play this like more of a mango trade over a longer period where you have to do less, this is not a bad spot. Especially I'm hearing people say that the fundamentals are good, right? Usually when I hear that, nothing happens. But yeah, I'd use this as a this zone here. Use the dynamic along with that horizontal as a level to manage risk off. It's not a bad trade, because it's easy to manage the risk, especially if you want to do less and you want to be patient on a break towards the upside, because that's a good range. Like, it's a tradable range. That's a 30% just to the top of the range, and then if you start seeing trend continuation, this thing could actually start compounding. So that's one way to play it. But let's see what's it doing against Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't like this, man. I don't like this. I personally would not touch this. But I've been wrong, right? And I missed out on an opportunity before. So, like, this is what people could be doing. People could be saying, "Hey, falling channel has broken to the upside. Reverse the trend." Oops, what is that? Fibs has now reversed the trend. You have a high, low, higher high. Potential high low, trend continuation. That's fair. You're welcome, Stan. We discussed Eng yesterday, Eli. But let's take a look, because apparently IJ is saying that Eng has moved without us. With IJ. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it took out this level. That's good. This is good. This is looking good now. This is looking really good. Likely gonna make its way to around $3. Look at the weekly. We're about to close a weekly soon. Apparently it's Friday, so yeah, this is looking really good. The bull market, man. Yeah, this wants to get to around 3-ish. At the very least, right? At the very least, but likely higher after it breaks this. After it breaks this horizontally at $3.13. At the very least, it's gonna be. That's what? From the candle close to the wick, that's a good 30% move. Okay. $4. Yeah, could get to 4. Alright, so we've hit the 1 hour mark. I'll be wrapping up in around 10 minutes, guys. So, okay, so we've covered Axis, we've covered Axis Infinity, that's how you pronounce it apparently. Eng. AJ's like, oh my god, is that a fib tool on Sean's chart? I use fibs, man. I just use them at the right time. Or I consider the right time. If Eng closes above this neckline here, there's an ascending triangle, by the way. Take a look at Coty. Nishant Satyam. It's looking good. Cup and handle, flagging here, retest the neckline. This could go. Probably around 82 cents. Doesn't look too bad at all. Looks really good actually. Held this level on every single one of those weekly candles. That's pretty bullish. Really bullish. Oh, we haven't looked at SHIB. Yeah, let's go look at SHIB. Shiba Inu. What am I doing? There you go. Holy sh! What's happened to Shiba Inu? Okay, that was just the monthly or weekly that looked bad. Okay, so clearly this did not put an ascending triangle against that structure, right? We talked about how this was distributing, and I think all the traders were pretty much on the same page over there, right? Because around the time when I started looking to take profits to put into other altcoins and even buy Bitcoin, spot Bitcoin with those profits, I started seeing weakness in the market around the same time. So traders are on the same page for now at the very least. Everybody's like, okay, you know what? We're going to be looking to get rid of this position and look for strength before we start adding again, right? That's my mindset at the very least, and I think everyone's on the same page over there. And that's when you start seeing markets do exactly what you're doing, when traders are in consensus with the same plan. And what we're seeing over here is essentially high, low, high, low, high. We do have a low and high lows over here, so we could be seeing the recovery for Shiba, at which point I'll be getting interested again, is if we start breaking that trend line over here, because we do have high lows that have maintained themselves, right? We have been putting in we've been putting in the psychology of an ascending triangle. So I'm willing, symmetrical triangle. So I'm willing to get back in if we start seeing candle closes above this neckline right over here. Horizontal right over here at around 7,818. What I did not like was this, guys, right? See how we close underneath the dynamic? We did claim it right after, right? But this is different. This is different behavior that we haven't seen ever since the trend started. Ever since the trend started, we broke out of here. We retested it, kept going, retested it, kept going, retested it, bounced back really nicely, and then we lost it, right? So let's wait for some strength, and then we can look to get back in again. Yeah, the 1 hour 2 looks really like could go either way, right? Let's see how it reacts off this level. We could just be watching this horizontal right here too. Do we break down or do we go towards the upside? If we break down, there's a measured move that we could look at. Coming down to around, that'd be a good re-entry, right? Somewhere around these lows here. Sorry, these highs. Right? You saw where we saw resistance, right? Here. We could come down there for a retest. If we break towards the upside, we do have a similar move that we could measure out. And that actually points us to these highs here. Let's go. Somewhere around here. Yeah, this makes sense. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah, you're right, Hatem. It kept tempo up while closing below, so could have been a trap, right? I could have got trapped out of my position, but I didn't exit my position there. I exit on the next candle and so forth. But you're right, tempo is holding, so it's looking good. It could break up. It's a symmetrical triangle. It could do either or. Hi, says Winnie. Ted Sheets, how's it going, buddy? HPB? High Street Token? What's the ticker, man? Is it this? I mean, what? Oh, it's the 1 hour time frame. No, it can't be this. All right, back to Bitcoin. High Street. I mean, this could do anything, man. It's broken out of this horizontal here, so it looks like it wants to keep going. Is there liquidity on this chart? You gotta be careful, but yeah, if it breaks out, it hasn't broken out of bull flag just yet, by the way. This is the bull flag. Like, I mean, if you're gonna call anything a bull flag, I guess this could be a bull flag, but yeah. This could keep going up, right? It's pretty much in blue sky breakout area at this point. Has broken out of the structure. There's only support underneath that you could look at. Resistance has just been formed over here at around $9. I guess this is BUSD. Yeah, $9. Yeah, if we lose, we can adjust this a tad bit. Actually, lose around $7. Likely going to make its way back down to 6. Takes out 9. Probably going to go to 15. As a trend trader, you say get out when the trend is broken. What if the entry is quite low? Should the rules change? For example, the entry for FTM is $1.02. If your trend is, your entry can't be too low, right? If it's a trend, if it's a pump, it's a massive pump on one candle. Okay, wait. Your entry. Let me clear something out for you. Your entry does not determine your exit. The trend determines your exit, right? So why is that relevant? The trend could change at, let's say FTM is sitting at $3 right now. Just because you entered at $1.02 doesn't mean your trend is invalidated only at $1.02, right? That's not how you play it. Your trend could be invalidated at $3.50. That could be the new invalidation point that you're looking for. So keep that in mind, right? I could draw it out for you quickly, and we'll wrap up soon after that. So let's say you enter here at $1, right? Price consolidates at $1, and then impulsive move, right? It gets to around, let's say this is $3.50. Actually, let's just say this is $4, and then it comes down, puts in a high low at around $3.50, and now FTM is sitting at $4.50, right? Again, this is a very aggressive trend. I'm gonna give you an example that fits your idea of hey, it's low, right? Your invalidation is much lower than the current price. This is where you exit. You don't exit over here. You exit over here. You exit when this is invalidated. You don't exit over there either. You wait for the invalidation. Because you are, as a trend trader, very rarely are you going to exit at the current price. So let's say price is sitting around here. The likelihood of you exiting at this price here at 450-ish is only if price keeps going, comes down, puts in a high low at 450, then keeps going to like 650, and then comes and invalidates it, right? Something like that. Guys, last coin VeChain for Johnny before I head out. I like VeChain, man. What do you mean it had a good recovery? I guess it's on the lower time. You're playing this on the lower time frames, right? I don't recommend looking at VeChain on the low time frames. Play this on the higher time frames. Play this on the weekly. Wait for, you're basically playing for this high low to break and see continuation towards the upside, right? This could be a inverted Adam and Eve, or look at it as an ascending triangle. Call it what you will. Doesn't really matter. If this does break the neckline, nothing matters other than that, right? Because you're only wrong on this trade if it loses 8 cents. So that's how deep you're going if you're waiting, or if you're already in the trade. Other than that, you're looking to be a buyer above here or adding to your position. The zone here, I'm surprised I don't have this charted out. I'm pretty sure I charted this out. Oh, we're looking at VeChain on the dashboard, right? So yeah, if it breaks 16 cents, I'll be looking at 25. Looking good. There's nothing more to say about this. All right, boys and girls, we'll go ahead and take the rest of the questions and requests for all coins on the next stream. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. If you guys enjoy this timing, again, this is a bit harder for me to do streams at this time of the day. I'm currently around, Jesus Christ, around 19 hours into my fast. Haven't eaten at all, so I'm gonna go and eat with Krisha. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm pretty tired. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Until then, do the mag way, do the easy way, do the stress-free way, because why the hell not? You get to make money while spending time doing the things you love with the people you love. So do it, Mango. I'll see you guys in the next stream.